Hi guys, in this video I am going to show you how to use an image to create an outline where you can extrude or create an object. My example is going to be a simple little star drawing name tag, kind of like the one we did previously. So after you open, here's the steps how to do it. After you open up Autodesk Inventor, we want to start a new part, just like we have been doing with the other projects. And we are going to choose a plane, two-dimensional plane, and it doesn't really matter for this project. I'll choose the XY plane or XZ plane. And now the first part you have to do is find an image, which I will already have attached into the classroom assignment. And once you do that, you will save it to one of your folders, and you will come up here and go to Image when you're in the program. I currently have saved a picture of a star in my desktop, on my desktop. Okay, I also have other pictures like Lottie or spray paint, but the star, you always want to make sure you name your images or your files so you can find them easily. Click on Open, and I usually tend to place it right at the origin. And you can see if I keep clicking, I can place more images. I do not want to do that, so messed up. I'll just undo those two. Click on the first one that I want to keep, and I want to lock it. That's going to keep it from moving when I actually go in and trace the image. So you can see I have an image here, and I can use my drawing tools just to outline or trace it. For this one, it's very simple. I will use a line tool, and I will start at one point of the star, doesn't matter where, and I'm just going to outline the image. You see it's taking me, it'll take me not very long. Again, try to do your best to stay on the outline. You may need to, again, use your mouse to navigate closer, zoom in or zoom out. The other navigation tools, if you need, are over here on the side. You can use them to move your image around or rotate. But then, again, do your best, and you want to make sure you connect every part. And when you see that green dot, you know it's connected. If you don't connect it, like I did right there, and you try to finish your sketch and extrude it, it will not work. Extrude, you can see it's a hollow image. So to fix that, I will cancel that, and I can come back over to the model bar, and I can right click on that sketch, and I can go back and edit it. So on your left hand side, you'll have all the steps you do when you create a drawing. If you need to go back, you can always right click and edit. And again, it has to be closed, so I can grab onto this part and I can move it over. Now I believe everything is enclosed or connected. I will finish that sketch, and now I can extrude. And you can see the star extruded. Again, you can change your distance, how far right here. I am just going to make this star 1/4 of an inch. So you can see if I wanted to print that out, I can print it out just like that. Again, we're going to add some more things to this project for you to learn a couple more tools. The first is going to be a shell. And I want to make this a shell, so I will click on the shell button, and you can see right here, I'm clicking on it. I click on the top, and it's going to shell it out. Basically, give it an outline, and I will, cut into the object. So you can see if I go to my orbit button, you can see I got a nice little star shell, and I can use this. We're going to make this a name keychain tag, just like I showed you in the beginning. And so I want to put my name here now. You're going to have to come over back to two-dimensional sketch and tell the computer program that you want to draw on this surface. If I click on this surface, I'm drawing on that surface. If I click on this surface, I would be drawing on there. So click on the surface you want to draw on. Okay. And I want to put my name. I'm just going to use the text button, and I'll just put a little box where I want to write my name or whatever. I could even just write, we'll just do Rob again. for Roberts. You could also change the style of font if you want. You would have to highlight this and change. Let's just say I wanted Rob in that type of font. Vivaldi. You see it printed it out, but it did not. I have to rotate it and I have to scale it, make it bigger, and also move it. So the first thing I can do is, why don't I try to rotate it? Or actually, I'm going to move it first. So first I will escape out so I don't have the what you call it, the text tool again. I'm going to grab onto my name and I'm going to move it over to the middle. Now I will rotate it. It's that button here. And these are two-step processes. So first you want to click on the image or what it is you want to rotate. Then you want to click on this button. It's a center point, and you have to come back and click somewhere on there with your cursor so that you can rotate it how you want, and then press done. And now it's a little small, so I'm going to scale it up, and that's this button right here. Again, another two-step process. Use the scale button. First you have to select the object, then you have to select the base point, just like you did with rotate, and you drag it out to get the size you want. Press done, and then you can move it again with your cursor to where you want. And you may have to do this a couple of times. You can see how mine doesn't fit perfectly inside that star. Well, I guess it does. But if I have to go back and scale it again, I can do that. It's the same step. Click on the object, click on the base point, maybe make it a little smaller, press done. You can also do that with the rotate. Click on the rotate, just click on the center point. I think I want to move it just a little more. You may need to zoom in. Put it about there. You get the idea. All right, so I have that drawn. Now I want to finish my sketch, and I'm going to extrude it. A lot of times I like to orbit around so I can see what I'm doing and zoom in. Now use the extrude tool, click on the object you want to extrude, and you see if I orbit again and zoom in and out with my mouse, you can see that right now it's sticking out farther than I want it. I kind of want it to be even with the top of the first thing that I extruded. So I'm going to change the distance over here, and I think it is 0.15. Press OK or click enter, and you can see that now I have my star keychain. Move it over here, use the hand tool to move it over, and I can zoom in. And the only thing I'm going to do is put a hole in here to be able to put it on a keychain. So that we can use the hole button. Okay, you could also draw a circle and extrude it like we've done before, but I'm just going to use the hole tool here, and I'm going to click where I want to put a hole. I think I'm going to put it right there, and you can see the diameter right now is 1/4 inch. Right? If you want to change the diameter, you can just go here, and let's just say we want to make it a little smaller, 0.2, and then I'll press OK. There's other things we can do. So that's how you would do use an image to kind of outline something and extrude it, and where we did here, create a name tag. Okay, hope you enjoyed that video, and show me when you're done. Also, always save these. Again, how to save: file, save as, find the folder you want to save it in. If you're just going to save it in your DDP folder or under your name, click on your name, and then you always want to name it. This would be the star keychain, and then you click save. Okay, and that would, I would actually put that in Autodesk Inventor lessons. You can have multiple folders. Okay, you can see I have a ton of files, but I'm going to save it there, and you are done. Just show me, and I will give you a grade, hopefully a perfect one.